Manila Bay is a natural harbor which serves the port of Manila in the Philippines. The bay is considered the best natural harbor in East Asia and one of the finest in the world. It has an area of 1,994 square kilometers and a coastline of 190 kilometers. Manila Bay drains approximately 17,000 square kilometers of watershed area, with the Pampanga River contributing to about 49% of the freshwater influx. With an average depth of 17 meters, it is estimated to have a total volume of 28.9 billion cubic meters. The history of Manila is closely tied to this body of water. Naval battles were fought here, including the celebrated La Naval de Manila in 1646. Manila Bay serves as an important factor for commerce and industry, including fishing. It is also a well-known tourist destination. But now, what and how is Manila Bay? What kind of darkness seems to lie behind the lighted streets lining its shores? The beauty and richness of the bay are no more. Manila Bay is now considered one of the most polluted bays in the world. Aside from the sludge, human sewage, and industrial waste that regularly find their way to this body of water, its legendary beauty is now marred by a certain human trend that had its beginnings in the 19th century and continues up to now. It is called urbanization. Urbanization is the physical growth of rural or natural land into urban areas as a result of population in-migration to an existing area. It's not that hard to imagine that as cities grow, things happen that can harm the quality of the local water resources. That is why most governments must take measures to protect rivers, streams, lakes, and aquifers when small towns grow into big cities. Fortunately, the government met its failure in having repeatedly neglected the protection of such a treasure called Manila Bay. The rapid pace of urbanization in the Philippines poses a wide range of challenges. As one area becomes populated, demands for food, water resources, and homes increase. But at the same time, a place to dispose of the waste is also one. Upon realizing that no area had the capability to hold the steadily increasing amount of waste they were throwing away each day, they turned to one that they believed had the most ample space, and the one which, in their opinion, was most accessible to them. And so, in that not-so-legendary manner, at a very unmarked point of time, the common tao began using the Manila Bay as his personal trash can. But we cannot blame the ordinary Filipino, who lives in an urban society yet still in a destitute condition, submerged in poverty, for not knowing what is right, despite being able to do so. For he, together with most inhabitants of the areas near Manila Bay, work for factories as employees. These factories cause the majority of the pollution in the river, and for that reason, bay-dwelling, factory-working Juan de la Cruz cannot complain, as he relies on these factories and these factories alone for a living. Besides, who would be there to provide these people with the necessary supplies required for them to live more or less comfortable lives if it were not for these factories' existence? And so it was in this manner that the Filipino had learned the value of give and take. Yet no matter how good the intention of the system was for people, it was wrong for the bay. The pollution of Manila Bay has an estimated cost of around 4 billion pesos yearly, and there has been little progress in attempts to stop its degradation, according to Stephen Adrian Ross, an environmental expert. Ross said the problems could not be due to lack of resources. The regions linked to Manila Bay contribute to around 52% of the country's gross domestic product, based on 2005 data. A visual survey of solid waste in Manila Bay, or in any aquatic ecosystem, fresh and saltwater alike, would show that plastics comprise most of the floating objects. Due to the fact that they are so light, they can stay in the water's surface most of the time, and can be carried by winds and waves far away from the source, causing damage along the way. It is believed that goldsmiths, factories, and the homes living directly beside it are the main causes of the pollution in the bay. The regions of Metro Manila, Southern Tagalog, and Central Luzon, which have links to Manila Bay, are the three biggest regions in terms of population, contributing to the pollution. In Manila Bay, most of the plastics come from land-based sources. There is especially a higher density of plastic waste along the deltas